Welcome back, and this time we're fighting one of the two big ones that was in the original reveal trailer, Balahara. He actually ended up being just a little bit more of a challenge than I thought he would be, but I've also been, up to this point, pretty much just kind of plowing through and keeping my base armor the same. So I'm thinking he was just hitting kind of hard, and the next guy in this video also was hitting really hard compared to the armor. But overall, still not terribly bad. I actually feel like so far Balahara has the highest probability of actually being difficult in high rank or in endgame. Like, he's definitely still a beginning of the game monster, but he has a whole hell of a lot of mobility and multiple ways to attack you when you're standing in positions that he doesn't like. Like, you've already seen him doing the spit attack, but he can do that over to his side as well. And he can attack you with that tail, so no matter what side of him you're on, there's not really a safe spot. It's kind of like if you fought against Legiacrus back in the day, you could kind of hug his rear legs, and there wasn't a lot he could do to deal with you other than the electricity discharge, but that was so easy to read, it wasn't that hard to back out at that point. So one of the easiest ways to handle him was just hang near his rear legs. Balahara has multiple ways to peg you if you happen to be standing in a way that he doesn't like. So he's not bad, like it wasn't that hard to kill him. It was a lot easier to kill him in this than it was in the demo. But I'd suspect he could be hard. He could become difficult. I'd be really interested in seeing if there's not another version of him later in the game, or if they don't end out having some sort of subspecies or something of him as DLC that's meant to be a harder, more hardcore monster later on. Or what they do sometimes, just basically reskin the skeleton and give it a new appearance and then call it a new monster, but it's really just like hard mode version of an older one. But either way, I really like him. It was a very enjoyable fight, and it's nice seeing the Leviathan skeleton back in the game. Those are some of the coolest monsters, and I really look forward to seeing a few of the ones that I have heard are coming back, if they actually appear. I don't know. I haven't really checked to see a confirmed list of all the monsters in the game, so I could be wrong on that one, but I know they use this skeleton more than once. So I look forward to seeing it pop up again. Anyway, I'm going to jump ahead to the next fight, and I'll be back in just a minute. So just to clarify why it seems like it's starting out in the middle of the fight, this fight kind of bleeds in from part of the story, so it wasn't really a good clear spot to start with. So I just kind of picked this point, and we'll let you see me stumbling around a little bit before I finally realize I can actually get off of the secret and start fighting him. Not a bad fight, not terribly difficult, but he hits like a truck at certain points. I think he may cart me. I think he's the first thing that has actually carted me in the game so far. But if I'm being honest, it was because I was dicking around a little bit too much. He had a point on his face, I think, that I kept trying to pop. Either that or it was Balahara that killed me. I can't remember which one. One of them I was trying to pop a wound and ended up getting myself killed because I just wasn't actually spending enough time trying to straight up murder him. So it wasn't one of those things where I died because the monster was just too hard. I died because I was being an idiot. But that's to be expected in this particular type of playthrough. Speaking of which, I had bounced this around in an earlier video, but I'm kind of curious how many people would be interested in this. What I'm thinking about doing is taking all the raw footage I have, cutting out the menuing except for maybe the points where I'm changing gear, just so people can see what gear it is, and putting up an unnarrated playthrough for the each chapter, just so it's an actual playthrough. I could throw commentary in it here and there, like just sit and do sort of the Mystery Science Theater 3000 thing, because there's definitely some points to laugh at. But for the most part, I think it would be a lot better to just straight up put it in, let you see it, and keep on going. And I need to remember to cut this particular part of the cinematic out. Hold on just a second. Alright, sorry about that. I had to go in and cut out a cinematic that I didn't realize I left in. So, yeah, small spoiler, there's a random cinematic in the middle of this fight. Anyway, final conclusions. Not Ice Gosharag is actually pretty fun, though I think the monster that clearly had to have inspired him. I cannot imagine they made this dude without looking at Gosharag, and no one would convince me otherwise. He's basically him without some of the powers. He would be a hell of a lot harder with some of those powers, but at the same time, he wouldn't be as realistic. He acts like a realistic animal. So that makes him interesting. Not as fun as the harder monster in a different game, but still fun nonetheless, and it was a good fight. Anyway, that's it for the commentary on this one. Have a good night, everyone, and remember, if I can kill it, so can you.